Hello everybody, my name is Sean and welcome back to the channel. Let's talk, let's just chat a little bit. So obviously, as you guys know, I moved in to Sunderland for university in September. I made an entire video on it. If you want to go check it out, it's still on the channel. It's called Moving Out Vlog or something, or Moving In Vlog or something. And I just want to speak on the experience a wee bit. So I'll go into a wee bit of the background on how I got here, what my kind of journey was. I just want to talk about life in general. So I grew up in a small village in Fife, where there was not much to do. There was no a lot of places to go, apart from like school, and then we went out into the street and played like with a football or whatever. So there wasn't too much to do round about us, if within walking distance as a 7-year-old. So then obviously I went to high school, and I have to say I've grew up in a good family. I've grew up with good values and good morals, and that's been obviously taught upon me with my mother and father. So thank you very much. But yeah, so we got to high school, and I was I was the quote unquote fat kid. I was the one that didn't have a chin or a neck, or couldn't see his penis or any of that kind of stuff. And I was quite insecure because I was 13 and I didn't really get what insecurities were. So I kind of just took it as jokes and as banter. And that's just how I took high school in general. So our high school done something different. If you're from Scotland, and if you're from my high school specifically, we done prelims and exams, or mock exams in third year. So for anybody that's watching that's not from Scotland, high school in Scotland goes first year to sixth year. So S1, S2, S3, S4, S5, S6. So you've got 6 years at high school. The year starts in August and finishes in July, I think. June. Sorry, I need to take a breath. So we had mock exams in my third year, which I don't know what year that is now. But we had mock exams, and I done pretty good in them, I have to say. And then obviously in the fourth year we done our proper prelims and exams. But at this point, I was already planning on leaving high school for college, because if we wanted to leave that year, we would have to go into a job or get further education, which was fair enough. So I got a conditional offer from, I got a conditional offer from college, from Fife College, for the broadcast media course. So it was an NC course, which is a national certificate, and yeah, so I got a conditional offer, and the conditional was I needed to get a C or higher in English or maths. I failed maths, I got a C in English, so I was literally on the fucking verge of not getting in. But thankfully I got the C and I got in, and everything was hunky-dory. So by that point I already knew I was going to college, and it was just the summer leading up to it, then I had to wait on getting into college. So everything kind of snowballed since then. So my first day, when I went for the interview, or the induction or whatever it was, it was the interview, because we had to interview the course leader to see what we'd done before and what kind of experience we've had coming up to now. So I met a guy called Lewis. I'm still mates with him. He lives with me in Sunderland, and he was the first person I ever met that day. And I started talking to him and stuff, and me and him went into the interview together. So Obviously, then I knew somebody, but I didn't really think we would get on. And then leaving that day from the interview, I didn't think this is where I wanted to go in my life. But I didn't have much other options. I was still doing YouTube at this time. I was making really crappy music, and I wanted to further that career. So I went into that thinking, I'll not really go anywhere. Like, there was never a thought in my mind that I could take this to university level. So I was kind of just cracking on with that. It was a fun year. That was honestly, like, I think that might have been the best year of college altogether. But yeah, so I passed that because there was no grades there. It wasn't like an A or a B or a C. We just passed or failed. So I passed that with flying colours, may I add. And then we got an unconditional offer for the HNC/HND radio course, or the HNC screen production course. So it was one of the two, and in broadcast media you do both. But I just enjoyed the radio aspect more, so I carried on with that, and me, Daniel, Lewis, we all kind of went into that, and Mariam, to be fair, she's Dicey as well, but she joined later in the NC course. But you'll probably, if I'm still on this journey, you'll probably meet my pals all at some point. Look at my hair, what the fuck is it down here? There we go. So got into the HNC. The first year, good, great. We done the graded unit and stuff, and it was good. Did we do the graded unit that year? We must have. It was 2019, I think. It was it was the first couple of months of 2019 that we got the fucking the graded unit and stuff. And then we got into HND, which was the end of 2019 and the start of 2020. So we got shut down or locked down after Christmas, I believe, in January maybe. It might have even been before that. But we got locked down and had to go on calls and had to do work for him, and half of our class and subjects and projects got cut like in half, right in half. There was no graded unit, there was nothing, so it was basically all estimated grades. So we done that, and honestly, during that January, February, I wanted to quit. I did not want to do it anymore. I wanted to just leave the course and just not continue because it was really fucking shit. Sorry for the swearing, but I should say at the start of 2019, maybe end of 2018, start of 2019, I was really down. I was quite depressed about a lot of things. I was never on any medication or something because I thought I could get through it. And I was struggling with a lot of things, and pretty much just growing up. I wouldn't even say it was like depression at this point, but I was pretty much just growing up and facing a lot of things that I'd never faced before, and it was really getting me down and really getting me upset. And I think there's videos on the channel that portray that, and I think it was in 2018 or 2019 when I was filming the kind of things that I started doing the depression awareness videos. So I started doing them because that's what I was feeling at that moment in time, and when I was feeling that, I wanted somebody to reach out to, and there was nobody there apart from my mum and dad. But if you're going through a down period and stuff, you didn't want to talk to your mum and dad about it, and that's just how humans work, I think. But I wanted somebody to talk to during the times, and I had nobody to talk to, so I wanted to be the platform or the person for somebody else to talk to. It never happened because I was a small, very gullible YouTuber. A very gullible boy just sitting in his room and think he could make an impact in the world. But yeah, I just wanted somebody to talk to, and I thought I could be that for somebody else. So I started that series thinking oh, people talk to me, people tell me their problems and stuff, which is why I'm saying I'm gullible, because, as I said, I was just a wee boy sitting in his room thinking he could affect the world with some of the words he said, and it just didn't happen. So, we got through the HND, thankfully, and at the end of the HND course, we were obviously getting back into the college, because it was starting to, that was like the summertime where we started getting ready, the COVID lockdowns, and that's when our lecturer, I'm not going to say his name, but the big man, started telling us about university, and how he went to university after the radio course, down here, and we were like, oh, Sunderland, that's a long way, and then it was fair enough, whatever, but yeah, we ended up signing up to university and had to write our dissertations and blah blah blah, go through that entire fucking thing. And then me, Lewis and Daniel sat on a call one day trying to find like student accommodation that never came to fruition, because one of us got an offer but the other two didn't. So we decided we would go private, and a lot of people were telling us no to, way too expensive, the landlord doesn't care, but we were very mature people, and we still are very mature people, and we kent what we were kind of looking for. So we got down, obviously we applied for the house, blah blah blah, Lewis had the viewing, we picked our rooms, and now we're here. But I just wanted to speak on university life a wee bit. So the first thing I want to say is, if you're going to university, if you're planning on going to university soon or whatever, and you're watching this video, please budget. Plan and budget, because the biggest thing that I've realised since being here, budgeting is the be all and end all. Like, as soon as you get to university, find out what your schedule is, get a job, because your schedule in university will not be every day of the week. It will not even be like 3 days of the week. It will be maybe 2, well, maybe 3, but get a job. I've been trying to get a job for months. Since moving down here, I've been trying to get a job. I've not got one yet. I had one, but they stopped giving me shifts. I'm not going to say the company, but I was on a WhatsApp group, and I started asking for shifts, and it was like the Christmas light switch on in November, and I asked for the shift. They didn't give me it because it was booked up, and I was like, fair enough, cool, it's booked up, what can you do? And then I started asking for more. They didn't give me them. I started asking for them a month in advance. They didn't give me them. And then recently I just got my P45 in for them, so that's good. But yeah, get a job and budget. So buy what you need. Don't overspend, because you'll still have that money. The money you didn't spend, it's not going to get taken out your bank account. It's not going to get put somewhere else. It's got to still be in your bank account. You're still got to have that money. So buy whatever you need for a freezer, for a fridge, for the cupboards. Leave it. Get your next payment. Then buy all that stuff again. But now you've got extra to spend if you want some. And that's the biggest thing that I've learnt since being down here. The biggest thing I've learnt is saying no to yourself. Like, looking at something in a shop and going, "Give me, I didn't need that. I'll leave that. I'll put that to the side. I'll come back for that." That's been the hardest thing, because I can't do that with myself. Like, I look at something in a shop and go, "Oh, it's going straight in my basket," and you can't do that. It's no financially feasible until you've got a job, and that's just the long and short of it. So get a job, budget. And another piece of advice coming down to university: do not leave your work until last minute. I sound like a proper dad here, I do apologise, but don't leave your work until last minute. We left our work until last minute for the drama. Well, we thought we did, but apparently there was people in the class that was much worse off than us. So, but we were still, no struggling, but panicking a wee bit to get it done. So do not leave your stuff until last minute, because it'll no day you anywhere. So that's just it. But yeah, so the university experience has been good. So far it's been great. I've been at university with my pals, obviously. I've met new people. The lecturers have been really good. We've got a lecturer and we meet up for drinks and like coffee, and like we went to a bar the other day and got absolutely wasted. So yeah, it's good. Didn't put it off instantly, because as soon as you hear the word university, you go, oh shit, that doesn't sound like something I want to do. That sounds like a lot of hard work, and it is. Like, if I'm being honest, it's a lot of hard work. But if it's in a subject that you know, like I'm doing it for radio, I can radio inside and out at this point. I've kept radio inside and out for a couple of years, and once you ken everything, there's nothing that you didn't ken. Ken what I mean? Like, once you know everything you need to know, nothing's got to stop you. And once you learn something and say it up a couple of times and work with it a couple of times, you're not going to forget it. So once you've learned all this kind of stuff, it's easy, and it's simple if you let yourself think it's simple. Don't you let yourself get into the stage of being like, oh, I don't care what to do, because if you start doing that, you'll do that for weeks. That's what I done. We had an essay due in for 2 days. And for the last couple of weeks I've been going, oh, I can't do it. No, can't do it. I think I'm done. But fucking a week ago, I sat down and I was like, come on, I do care what I'm doing. I've wrote an essay before, we can write one again. And I just done it. I sat down and I wrote 2,000 words just in the space of like a couple of hours. Give yourself a break in between, do like an hour of work, take a break, get a cup of tea, go back, do an hour, blah blah blah. But the one thing I wanted to talk about in this video, and I know it's 70 minutes in, so I do apologise, but this was always going to be a longer one, and it's unedited as well, so yippee. It's the living, moving. So if you're going to university in a different country, a different city, a different, you know what I mean? I've moved country to come to university. I came from Scotland into England to Sunderland, and it's so strange. Like, coming into this city, it was alright. Coming into the house for the first night, cool. It didn't feel much different. But then you have to start living with the people you've got. So I love my pals, but when we moved in, I have never stayed with my pals before. I'd never been in the same house as them before. We'd only seen each other at college, or various other times that weren't in a house or wasn't staying with each other. So it was awkward. Whenever you see somebody, it was the odd, oh, alright, and then walking away again because you didn't want to involve yourself in a conversation. And honestly, the first couple of months, I hated it. I absolutely hated living here. There was nobody that I knew. There was nothing that I could do. I felt awkward walking about the house. And bear in mind, there was 2 other people in the house that we didn't ken. So I didn't ken the limits of the house. I stopped playing music at 11 o'clock at night. I would only play music during the day, like starting at like 12 o'clock maybe. I didn't ken what food I could use, where I could use it, when I could cook. But you find out that anything, you're not going to bother anybody with your cooking, you're not going to bother anybody with like music, and as long as it's not too loud. You're not going to bother anybody with recording. I'm recording this at 1:15 in the morning. Nobody's going to care. You know what I mean? So, didn't put that off again, but that was the worst. That was the weirdest and most awkward and hardest thing that I had to do whilst moving in here is living for myself, cooking for myself, tidying my room, which I don't do, and just making sure that I'm fine, because I never had to do that before in my parents' house. I'd only have to do I'd only had to do it for the last year living there, or last 2 years living there, and it was just a big difference. But looking at it now, so glad I done it. So glad I moved in here. I'm so glad that I could actually have the confidence and be able to move down to Sunderland and live out something that I've wanted to do for years now. So it's a really, really good thing. And honestly, I'm sorry mum and dad if you're watching this, but you've asked me to come home afterwards, but I don't think I can, because it would feel like taking a step back where I wanted to be. It would feel like completely erasing all the progress that I've had up until this point, and that's nothing against Jews, that's just how I feel. And hopefully I can do the Masters next year as well. But this year has been great. It's been hard, it's been difficult, it's been awkward at times, it's been awful at times. When I moved in here, I was miserable. I sat in this room every day of my life. I had nights where I cried, I had nights where I was punching the desk, I had nights where I was angry and pissed off and just emotionless, all the way in leading up until my birthday. And then Christmas time I was quite know myself, and then I moved back down in January, and everything started just picking itself back up again until recently, where I've kind of just hit an wee low, an wee bit in my life where I just, shit, that doesn't feel good. So I'm still in that period now. I don't feel 100%. That's why videos have been quite slow recently. I do have videos on my computer that I can upload, but if I seem less energetic, less happy, I am. That's just how it is. I'm kind of just tired. I've been working a lot. I've been working hard a lot for uni work, and then I've been making YouTube videos and stuff, and it's kind of all piled on top of me at once, and I feel no miserable. I don't feel miserable, but it's an early down period in the year that's I'm tiding along, but it's making it better with the nice weather outside. Can't look the sunshine. But no, it's 1:15 in the morning, what I expect. But the day it was 19 degrees, and that's making it better. And when we're done with this course, then summertime's here, and we can actually spend time together as pals, and we can go out, and we can drink, and we can play bowling, and we can do all the things that we wanted to do whilst we've been staying here that we've not been able to because of university work. But yeah, that was a wee bit of a ramble, but I wanted to just kind of go through and see what it was like to ramble. I've not rambled on this fucking channel for I don't know how long, but yeah, uni, it's great. Do it. If you've got the chance to go into university, do it. I beg you, do it, because you will not regret it. It's the best thing that I've ever done with my career, and it's great, fucking great. So, do university. Go in to university, please. But anyway, that's me for the day, because I've talked your ears off for 25 minutes. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for the support on the channel so far. And recently on the home free and the pentatonics videos, it means so much to me that people actually want to watch my content. And thank you for the help with those two bands and letting me ken what's right about the bands and blah 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 and what I've said wrong. So yeah, thank you for the support. I do really appreciate it. If you do enjoy videos like this and want to see more videos from me, please smash the like button. Put down in the comments what videos you'd like to see from me. It could be reactions or games or just anything. It'd be really appreciated. Subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on any of the content coming up on the channel. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.